Welcome everybody for the newest episode of Call Chat. This is our broadcast version. Today, I'm glad to be here with you. Another Monday morning. Look at that, how bright and sunny it is today. Steve, how you doing?
Not so bad. Thank you for the introduction, David. My name is Steve Roderick. And again, here we are, Monday, broadcasting live. Today, we have with us a good friend of mine, Mohammed Salyani, and he is a principal at Wilkin Guttenplan. So, Mohammed, what'd you do this weekend?
So this was an interesting weekend for us. It was actually my wife's birthday. Her birthday was actually on the awards dinner evening. So we celebrated it over the weekend. My daughters came from college. We had a nice time with them. And so it was a really good weekend.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Even Thursday was great. I mean, shameless plug, like Alicia and I had our got an award for Speaker of the Year for the CI chapter. So we're pretty thrilled about it. Now, okay.
Yeah, enough about David. Mohammed, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what does Mohammed do?
All right. So as you said, first of all, thank you for having me here. I'm a principal at Wilkin Guttenplan. I've been there now for 21 years.
Oh, wow.
A little background about myself. I actually was born and I grew up in Kenya, Africa. I came to the United States in 2000. Sat for my CPA exam, managed to pass it, luckily, and got an opportunity to get a job at Wilkin Guttenplan, and that's it. It's the only place I have worked in the United States.
No kidding.
I was always wondering how come I know you speak Swahili, but I didn't know the connection to your birthplace. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. So I was actually born in Nairobi.
Okay.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, learn something every day. Might as well start on Monday morning, right?
Well, yeah, that's just so weird. David was born there too.
Oh.
Yeah. And just like Mohammed, I also speak Urdu.
Yeah.
So you served as president of a trade organization recently, CAI, the Community Association Institute, specifically the New Jersey chapter, which is the second largest chapter in the United States. We're 500 members short. So if you want to help us make it the biggest chapter in the U.S., just sign up. Still will expense your membership. Can you give us some thoughts about what's happening out there in the community association world? Like we see, I know you're not a lawyer, but we've seen a lot of different things happening. What's the feeling out there for community association with reopening pool amenities this year, 2022?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But first of all, about the organization, I loved being on the board there, and we went from third position to second position when I was the president. So just a note there.
Thank you.
But I love being on it. I miss being on the board there, and it's an organization that does a lot of work. And I don't think people realize how much work they do for the communities. As if you're on a board at an association, there's so much out there, so many resources there at the organization to help you to become a better board member, to understand how to run the board effectively. And generally, even LAC, the Legislative Action Committee, is doing so much for the community in general. Like as you had mentioned, there's a lot of things that are happening currently. They had worked very hard for that immunity bill that we had for a little while. Unfortunately, it expired and it was not renewed, but it helped associations consider opening up their pools and their clubhouses, because they could at least rest a little easy knowing that they wouldn't be sued if somebody did get a case of COVID. We're in a different world right now. Generally speaking, I think having meetings without people there, being able to now have official meetings on Zoom, that's another thing that's helping community associations. Again, as you mentioned, I'm not an attorney, but from a financial aspect of it, especially if you have a condominium association, all the additional cleaning charges that you need to incur, you need to make sure you're budgeting for those. If you open up the pools, I think now you have to have additional inspectors to be there at the poolside, right? To make sure that people are following the rules.
Lot going on for
Lot
sure.
going on. Lot going on.
Definitely.
But let's
I know
talk-
that I'm no lawyer, and I'm pretty sure David's not a lawyer. And but you are an expert in the area of audits. So and that sounds about as interesting as insurance, which it's not boring.
Nope.
But can you tell us a little bit about your area of expertise in auditing? Why is that so important for community associations?
Right. So basically, what we do is we are an independent organization that comes in and looks at the financial statements of an association and gives an opinion whether these financial statements show the true picture of the association for that period that has just ended. So it's very important that you have somebody outside looking at this and telling you, yes, this is what's shown here is correct in all material aspects. And so you can follow that, and you can make decisions using those audited financial statements going forward. So most associations, their governing documents require an audit to be done on an annual basis by a certified auditing firm, and following auditing standards that are that have been issued, so to make sure that the audit is done correctly and the statements reflect the correct position of the association.
Any tips for Steve on how to avoid an audit?
So you want to avoid an IRS audit, but you don't want to avoid this audit. This is an audit that you want to do.
Yeah, this is a good audit.
It's important for the association. It's important for the board. It's important for the people who live in the association to make sure that their finances are correct, that they show the true picture, and that they can make informed decisions about moving forward.
Very true. So on a more serious tone, like what is let's say the two things that you would say somebody has to remember in preparation for the good audit?
So one is proper documentation. You need to have proper documentation for all contracts that you've signed, all decisions that you've made, so that it's easy, and all the invoices that you've paid for, so that it's easy for somebody to follow the track or the audit trail, so to speak. And the other thing is you need to make sure that your financial records, your books are correct, that you're doing your bank reconciliations on a monthly basis, you're paying your bills on time, you're recording everything correctly, so that you, at any given time, like your receivables, are they correct? You know what your payables are. You know, if somebody wants to look in and say, are you in line with the budget? Are you going over? Are you under the budget? You can pull up the financial records and see whether you're moving in the right direction. So.
Okay. So can you share with the audience? I mean, we know it's important, but what could potentially happen if somebody or an association fails to perform these audits that are required? What could happen to them?
So you don't know if an association is not having an audit done and is not keep maintaining good accounting records. You don't know the financial position you're in. One of the things that the association has to do is to make sure that they put money aside for future repairs and replacements, right? You got to repair the roof, you got to redo the roads, things like that. If you're not keeping good financial records, you're not having an audit done, how do you know you have enough money going forward to have that work done, right? So you need to make sure your financial records are up to date, that you're funding the money correctly, you're following the study that you have done by an engineer. And that's another thing, you have to have a study done regularly by an engineer. And you're funding that in accordance with that study, so that when the work needs to be done, you have the money to do it. And you know that you're in a good financial position to be able to do that work.
Got it.
It's really preventing risk for your financial success and the financial health of your community, which, community is just, it needs to be healthy on that respect to be able to do anything. It protects your investment, protects your community. Thank you so much for pitching on this. Now, I hate to switching gear. I know we're in the car and the joke ran old already. Steve probably used that one like 62 times since we started this episode. 63, and yet we don't have yet 60 episodes. So tells you. Um, so Steve, do you have any fun stuff that you can drill or grill or whatever the expression is,
Let
Mohammed?
me see. I think I got a little bit of rapid fire, Mohammed. You ready for a little bit of fun?
Okay.
Real lighthearted.
See that one coming.
whatever pops into your brain. Some quick questions here for you. What's your number one irrational fear?
Ooh.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Watch it. A lot of people from CI New Jersey are going to be watching. You end up with a bunch of snakes at the next.
I don't know. I can't come up with something.
That's okay. Well, I'll let you off the hook on that one.
Mohammed's not scared.
What is a special skill that you have, but you're embarrassed that you have it? Like for me, I'm really good at folding towels. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm really good at folding towels.
Actually, I'm excellent at folding fitted sheets.
Okay, that's impossible. Nobody's good at that. No.
I can do that for you in under a minute.
All right. Next question. Given the chance, would you rather travel to outer space or the bottom of the ocean?
The bottom of the ocean.
Oh wow, no kidding. What
How
hobby?
about you, Steve?
I'm sorry?
How about you?
I think I would probably go to the bottom of the ocean as well.
Well, then I'm going to space because I don't want to be with you again.
Oh boy. All right. So if money were no object, which I understand in the CPA world, that's not a thing. But let's just take money out of the equation. What's one hobby that you would have? So just what's an expensive one that you would like to?
Expensive watches.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. I'm a bit of a watch guy myself.
Really?
Yeah, what are you wearing today?
So I have here. Oh, you can see it. There you go.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I even like the diver style. I'm wearing an Armand Bazzi that was a gift.
Wow.
From my good friend Nathan.
Yeah, I have a couple of wooden ones as well.
Oh yeah. I have one of those. I only have one. But, all right. Oh, sorry. Moving on. If you owned a pro sports team, which one would it be?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for punishment. Probably the Jets.
I hate to bring you back on the previous question, but I'm kind of offended you didn't ask about my watch.
Okay.
Which is a watch that Steve bought me.
Oh, very nice.
There you go.
That's why I didn't ask.
Are you blushing? Are you blushing? You're blushing.
What is your least favorite holiday?
Columbus Day.
Okay. What's your most favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Okay. Do you have a New Year's resolution that you simply you put it up every year, you try to get it done, you just can't get it done? Anything like that out there?
Eat less chocolate.
And you just keep eating chocolate.
Oh my God.
All right, last question. Thanks for being a good sport. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how strict are you as a parent? Now, I know you have 3 daughters, and my first is on the way. So 1 to 10, how strict are you?
I would say probably a 6.
Yeah, you're a pushover? So who's the disciplinarian?
My wife is.
Well, they're all daddy's girls.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because there's 3 guys here, and all of us have a kid or a kid on the way. Well, we'll have kids then, and all of them are girls.
Isn't that a coincidence?
There you go. Well, thanks for playing along, Mohammed.
Absolutely.
So, Mohammed, now it's your time to plug in for whatever you want. Your daughters, their college, your favorite charity, whatever you want. You got 20 seconds.
Oh, really? So, well, actually, if you mentioned charity, I'm actually on the trustee board of Elijah's Promise in New Brunswick. And one thing I wanted to tell you guys is that, did you know before the pandemic, they used to serve about 10,000 meals a month? Last month, they served 30,000 meals.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a big need out there, if you can help them in any way.
How would our audience get involved?
So they have their website, elijahspromise.org. Donate there. They're looking for donations. They're looking for people to volunteer in different ways.
Okay.
So if you anything you can do for them.
Fantastic.
And
Fantastic.
one more thing: make sure your auditor is your trusted advisor.
How will we get in touch, Mohammed? How will we get in touch with you?
So you can go to our website at www.wgcpas.com, and you can send me an email from there.
Okay. And David, if somebody for some weird off chance wanted to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
They call you, and then you usually get in touch with me. So there's a story behind that. We can tell in other episodes that Steve likes to give away my business cards at expos, but we'll show that at a later time. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. This was Monday Morning Call Chat. Now get back to your life. You got a lot to do. It's 5 days ahead to crush it, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, I think that's over. Ooh, I'm going to